Now, I do want to give you all some news about Team Australia because they have some horrible news that has come about. Guys, Beck Allen is out for the Olympics. It's this very, very, very tough injury news. Beck Allen, one of the best players on Team Australia, a player who they were really going to use to try to get a medal this year. She got injured in the final warm up for Team Australia. It is a high grade hamstring injury, which is very, very tough of a loss. So, the injury happened after their practice on Thursday. And guys, if you don't know, Beck Allen plays for the Phoenix Mercury. And this is a huge loss. This is an absolutely huge, huge, huge loss for Team Australia because the Opals were trying to make something happen. They were trying to make something happen. But unfortunately, she does have a hamstring injury. And guys, it sucks, man. Like, it sucks that you're like, you get this close, and then something happens, and then it's all for naught. Now you're hurt. Now you got to get replaced, and you got to watch the game on TV. Like, it just sucks. It just sucks because Team Australia had a decent chance to get a medal this year. They had a decent chance because you got some pretty good players on Team Australia. But Beck Allen was the shooter. She was like one of their big shooters, and now she's out. So she is replaced by Amy Atwell. She has been replaced by Amy Atwell, so that is something to note. So we'll see what Amy does in the Olympics. This is going to be Amy's Olympic debut. So there is a replacement player, so that's good. But tough news about Beck Allen. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens, guys. That is what happened. All right, guys, that is the news. I just wanted to let you all know that. I know we talked a lot about Team USA, but I also wanted to make sure you all knew about what was happening with the Opals as well. KT, you heard right. Yes, Lauren Jackson is playing for Team Australia. And guys, a little bit of insight on me, a little bit of insight. In my opinion, in terms of players that I have watched physically with my own eyes in the moment, not players that I watch play on YouTube or like whatever. When I think about like the best women's basketball player that I've ever seen myself, Cheryl Miller doesn't count because she played like before I was alive and I couldn't watch her like in the moment. The best player I've ever, in my opinion, the best player one of the best players, my favorite player when it comes to women's basketball is Lauren Jackson. Lauren Jackson she came out of retirement twice. She is going to be playing for Team Australia. No, Lauren Jackson is nothing like the player she used to be at all. But to me, when it comes to women's basketball, guys, injuries destroy Lauren Jackson's career. Injuries absolutely destroyed her career. Because guys, if Lauren Jackson does not get injured as many times as she did, Seattle would have won at least 4 or 5 championships. At least 4 or 5 championships. All right. So that's my thing. That personally is my thing. Like Lauren Jackson, she revolutionized the way post players play. All right, she did. And I'm talking about Lauren Jackson. I got Beck Allen on the screen. This is not Lauren Jackson. This is Beck Allen. If you just joined, but there was a comment about Lauren Jackson, so I was this is a Friday show, so I'm gonna go off. But like Lauren Jackson revolutionized women's basketball in the post position. All right, I think a player like Lauren Jackson made it more possible for us to have post players with guard like skills. Lauren Jackson could take you out 3-point shot. She can bang with you in the post. She can get the mid range. She can dribble a little bit. Lauren Jackson could do everything. We talk about how great Asia is. Talk about how great Nafisa is, and Stewie and Candace and all that other stuff. And they are fantastic. But guys, I really believe that the way that they play basketball as a post, Lauren Jackson paved the way for that. And maybe you all disagree with me on that, and that's totally fine. But when it comes to how women's basketball took a turn, and absolutely, Lisa Leslie was fantastic too, absolutely. But in my opinion, Lauren Jackson was the best, and she helped to make it possible for all these other players. And yes, she is, nowhere near the player she used to be, nowhere near at all. But I'm happy to see her in the Olympics. I am. I am happy to see her. I am. And maybe the reason why I like talk about Lauren Jackson the way I do is because I really saw her in her prime for years with Seattle and Australia. And guys, if it was not for those injuries, everybody, most people would consider her the best woman, one of the best players of all time, if it wasn't for all those injuries. But she just kept having injury after injury after injury after injury after, and that derailed her. That absolutely derailed her career. But she's fantastic. She was fan-freaking-tastic. Donald says Lauren Jackson was Stewie on steroids. She was. Like, she really was. Like, maybe guys, I'll make a video about the greatness of Lauren Jackson, because I don't think a lot of people I think a lot of women's basketball fans don't even know who Lauren Jackson is. Some of them never even heard of her. And if they have, they've only heard of her as second fiddle to Sue Bird. And Sue Bird was phenomenal too, but Lauren Jackson was like, she was that player. She was that player. She really was. She really, really was. Now, guys, that's kind of a random talk about Lauren Jackson. Has nothing to do with the actual conversation. I just went on this rant because someone mentioned Lauren Jackson. But guys, I think I'll probably eventually make a video about her, because I really don't think a lot of people truly understand how revolutionary of a player she was. Like, I don't think I don't think you all, like, I don't think some of you all fully understand how talented she was and how much of a loss it was, the fact that she kept getting hurt. Like, it just sucks, man. Injuries suck.